Is because the capital contribution proxy did not pass. It is now passed. Chris will explain it.
Okay, so the meeting, it was recessed because we didn't receive enough votes to either pass or fail. So we sent a new proxy out to the people who did not vote, and we received an additional 38, which brings that total to 285. One no, and one unusable because we could not make out who it is. So that last amendment to the docs passed 285 to 18. Okay, so it will be removed from the condo docs.
Okay. Somebody want to adjourn that meeting?
That's it, you just make a motion to
Make a motion to adjourn?
I adjourn the annual meeting.
Got a
Second.
Second from Pat McCosy.
All right. Done.
Okay.
Good.
Now we're going to open up the regular board meeting. Okay. Roll call, Diane.
Okay. Peggy?
Here.
Chuck?
Here.
Bob?
Here.
Ron?
Here.
Pam? Here. Keith?
Here.
Diane? Here.
Okay. Somebody want to make a motion to approve the board minutes from March 28th workshop meeting and the April 11th meeting?
I make a motion to accept the minutes from the board meeting of March 28th and the workshop.
I will second those.
Okay. No. Got to vote on it? Roll call, Diane.
Oh, I'm sorry. Peggy?
Approve.
Yes.
Yes.
Chuck Parks?
Yes.
Bob McCoy?
Yes.
Ron Longo?
Yes.
Pam Kabinski?
Yes.
Keith Keller?
Yes.
Diane McIntyre?
Okay, we don't have any correspondence. Owner's written request to speak on agenda items. We've got Judy Roberts, Carol Lettinger, Vic Browse, Fergie Martin, Vic Mullen, Sabrina Stagnita, and Wally Tejan. Okay. Treasurer's report, Keith.
For the month of March, we have $301,206 in income. We have reported expenses of $132,507. Our operating cash available at this time is $272,174. Income for the year is $903,977. Our expenses, as reported, are $718,668, and our reserve balance stands at $1,361,442.
Okay. Anybody have any questions on that out there? No? Okay. Manager's report, Chris?
Couple of things. So we got a new updated hot wire, and we are down to 88 people that have not responded. So, about 39 people from the last time have responded. Hotwire actually reached out to us to see if we can give them a hand, so we will be sending out something or actually calling the 88 people that have not responded and let them know they have to contact Hotwire. Next thing is, although a lot of people are leaving, make sure you sign out and make sure you shut off your water under your sinks, your toilets, etc. The condo rules and regs say if you were gone for more than 2 days and you do not shut off your water, if there's a leak, you're responsible for it. Monterey will not be fixing your drywall, etc. If it causes damage to somebody else's unit, you will be responsible for their unit, their damage. So make sure you shut your water off. The last thing is I'll say this just now, I'm not expecting an answer. We got a request from somebody, they were wondering if we were interested in selling the piano at the yacht club. It's an owner in here and they're interested in purchasing it. They came to me and said, we don't see anybody really using it anymore. Is this something that the association would want to do? So I'm not expecting an answer now, I'm just throwing it out there.
They're not picking you up.
Well, I'm done. Even with My loud mouth.
Board comments, anybody got any comments? Peggy?
No comment.
Yeah, I've, something that's premature, but I think everybody should take this in consideration. Okay. Probably in next, when Chris leaves, there's probably be a couple board members, not speaking for everybody, might be vacancies on the board, okay? What I would strongly suggest, there's a lot of good people out there. I know I've been on the board 12 years, Ron's been on quite a few years and so forth. Like I say, I'm not speaking for anybody. I know Diane's been on for quite a few years. I'm not speaking for anybody about if they're gonna run or not run, that's their concern. However, we have to get new people to come on board. It's really not that difficult if you, most of it's common sense and so forth. I would strongly suggest, the reason I'm bringing this up now is in October, which is right around the corner, you might think it's a long way off, they have critical finance meetings and critical budget meetings. And I would strongly recommend anybody interested to attend those meetings, okay? And that's about it. Thank you.
Pam?
Nothing at this time.
Keith?
Not at this time.
Diane?
Of course I do. With my outside voice. We did purchase 2 AEDs. They've been delivered to the community, and they will be installed, one here in this clubhouse and one in the yacht club. They do come with cabinets, and by the time everybody gets back, that will be accomplished, if not before. The second thing is the Global discussion that we had last time. It's not on the agenda.
No, it's on there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's on there. It's down there.
Number 9?
It's called night golf, nighttime golf.
Oh, well, you know what? I call it Global. That's my problem. That's my problem. Okay, that's it.
Good, Di?
That's it. Thank you very much.
Okay, I just want to say one thing. There's been a lot of residents asking whether we've been doing this. There's been a lot of residents been asking whether we were doing a search for a manager. And just so every resident knows, we are in the process of that, and we're continuing that, just so everybody knows. Been in the process for the past couple of months. Okay, let's go on to the new business. Let's make a motion to accept the Finance Committee preliminary funding for 2024. Some.
Hi, I'm Sabrina Stagnita, 41E Finance Committee Chair. Now, we went, at this time of year, by the bylaws, I think I have to, well, not I think, I know that the Finance Committee has to give a preliminary reserve budget amount, a figure that we're going to need for 2024. For the most part, things pretty much stayed the same, but because we're doing the roofing right now, we need to keep the accounts fully funded. The roofing account has to increase to $185,000, which in essence will bring the different unit price, the increases per month, up to $13 for the end units, $12 increase for B, D, G, and I, and for C and H, it's a $10 increase. Now, that $185,000, after all the roofs are done, I'm not sure if they're over in 2024 or 2025. Do you remember, Keith?
The second set will be done in '25.
Okay, so I don't know what the increase will be for 2025. It might be lower than 185, but after all the roofs are done, that figure will go back down, and it'll be a more level figure. The reason it went up like this is because we didn't end up being fully funded because of what happened with the supply chain, and all the prices went way up. And initially, we were fully funded for that, but because of what happened, we aren't. So now we had to up that figure, but once everything's done, it'll go back down to a more level figure, so those increases will probably go back down. The other little increases we have up in the paving line and the painting line, they don't make any real difference in the assessment increase. If it's less than $1, around $1, it only affects the units B, D, G, and I by $1. The other two, the end unit and the other unit pay the same amount. So that's my update.
So that's basically her motion, so somebody has a second.
Seconded. Just one question I have, so I know everybody understands and knows about it. However, those increases for 13, 12, and 10, that's only for the reserves. So don't get in your mind where your increase is only going to be $10 or $12 for the whole year, for everything. That's only one aspect of it. I know everybody probably knows that, but just want to reiterate on that, because just in case somebody thinks, oh, geez, our maintenance is only going to go up $13 for the year. That's not necessarily true.
Would
It's for the
everyone
budget.
like me to explain reserves a little better?
Oh, that's fine. It's great.
that's fine.
We understand that, great.
We
It's
still have
very good.
insurance, we got operating, we've got a
Yeah.
lot of other things that are.
I just
that are
want to make
involved in
that
this.
clarification, so somebody didn't know that they might get in their head that, geez, that's not bad, where it's only going to go up for the whole year. That's only one aspect of it. We got a lot of other things, but okay. That's just point of information.
I'll explain it real quick. So the reserves, there's 4 items that are Florida, they're mandated by Florida law, and it's paving, roofing, painting, and other required. They have to be fully funded no matter what. So we had to bring that figure up no matter what to keep it fully funded. And there's other lines, furniture and fixture, golf course, outside infrastructure and buildings. Those are the funds when you see doors getting painted and you see a lot of the repairs around here. If we didn't have these accounts, you'd be paying like obscene amounts of special assessments. So they do help in keeping those things down. So that's all I have to say.
You guys did a very good job on it.
Thank you, Sabrina.
You're welcome.
Okay, roll call.
Okay. Peggy?
Is anybody else want to talk on that item? No? They signed up? Okay.
Okay. Peggy?
Yes.
Chuck?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Pam?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Diane, yes.
Okay, next item is approve Fred Esberner as a new Finance Committee Chair member. Sabrina again, Sabrina again.
You're gonna make a motion for the board to accept Fred Isberner as the new finance committee member.
Please accept Fred Isberner as our new member of the Finance Committee, chair member of the Finance Committee. I make a motion for this.
I will second that.
Okay. Does anybody out there that signed up want to talk?
I think he's wonderful.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Vic. Go ahead.
What is the unit again? She thinks Fred's wonderful.
Roll call, Dan.
He's good.
Peggy?
Yes.
Chuck?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Pam?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Diane, yes.
Okay, next item is approve the activities calendar. Sue, do you have anything to say on that, or? No? Somebody want to make a motion, or anybody else got anything to say with the activities calendar that signed up? No?
I make a motion that we accept the activities calendar as presented.
Second.
Roll call, Dan.
Peggy?
Yes.
Chuck?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Pam?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Diane, yes.
Next thing, approve the new Mora resolution. Anybody want to speak on that? That signed up? We'll discuss it. Any discussion on it? Board, anybody? No?
I had a question. On the last page, number 4, where it talks about permission of the board to purchase new items, is that a rule that we're following?
Were you, Kate?
The last page, page 4, number 4 itself.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Receiving permission from the board of directors to purchase items will
That
become
become
property
the
association.
property of the association.
Right, well, yeah, you're right.
we've had two recent purchases that have not come before this board, and I don't believe they came before the previous board.
It's a good point. Right?
Okay.
Is there over $1 amount or something on that, or is it, I mean, every time they spend a little bit of money here and there, I don't know, do they have to come to the board for that? I mean, I don't know. What do you think, Sue?
I don't remember it being $1 an ounce. Either
No?
$1 an ounce earlier, anything, more executive committee has to approve. But as far as board, hi. Hi, Stu Andrews, 25E. As far as board approval, I don't see anything that I've looked over that said we needed board approval, but I know that if it becomes property of the association, then that is under the board after the purchase is made. So maybe that's the clarify, I don't know.
Yeah, it does say this includes but not limited to receiving permission from the board of directors, so I guess in the future, what we're saying, Keith, right, is that anything they buy, they have to get permission from the board, or can they just get it from the board president and the manager instead of going through a lot of rigmarole?
Well, the way
I don't know.
the resolution reads the board, and so that's
Yeah.
why I'm asking for
Right.
clarification.
Right, no, that's a good point. Like I say, it's, every time they spend something, they're gonna have to get permission from the board, but I think the president has, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the president has some authority on something like that, right, Chris? I mean, I'm trying to read,
Okay, so not if it says the board. Okay, that's kind of taking it away
Yeah,
from
it
the
is.
president and the manager. And I know that
I don't
in
know.
the past, big items did have to get permission, like the canopy.
right,
Mora was not allowed to go out and just buy the canopy. But if they have to buy like a replacement chair or a replacement microwave, that's getting a little nitpicky.
I know.
They have to come to the board and what
That-
what if the microwave's bad right now? Well, what happens if it happened a month later?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And you guys aren't here to approve it.
can we put, to make it out, can this include but not limited to receiving permission from the board of directors with items over X amount of dollars?
Yeah.
Maybe $1,000, whatever, what do you think?
I think that would make it clearer. My understanding is anything that affects the property has to go to the board. And anything that will require the association to continue the maintenance of would
Right.
have to go to the, and I think that's what that says. But if you want a dollar amount, I don't see why
Yeah,
you
I think
couldn't do
that,
that.
in my opinion, like I say, that's the, because you can't come, you know, the bureaucracy you had to go through, just to, like he says, to get a microwave, you're gonna go through the board, we gotta wait till, no, that's ridiculous, in my opinion. What do you think, if they change it to what, $1,000? I don't know. What do you think?
I can't see Chris, so I'm looking for,
What do you think's what do you think's a reasonable amount?
See, because like I already got, somebody already came to me about the furniture under the canopy. How much did it cost? And do they realize that now Monterey has to maintain that? And who's putting it away for hurricanes and things like that? I have no idea how much that costs. I don't really care. That's up, you know, that's
Right.
the house committee.
Where's Diane?
It really covers any major changes to the property where they'd have to come to us and,
And again,
Am I
it's
right?
not really a change, exactly.
Yeah.
Like they purchased two stoves. They're all they're doing is replacing two stoves.
Replacing
that
two
need to be
stoves,
done.
yeah.
Why should they have to get permission
Yeah.
from you guys? If it's something new to
If
the
they're-
property.
like if they're putting the canopy up or something like that,
Exactly. I
right,
think they should have to
exactly.
get permission. If it's something
Yeah.
new and not a replacement, that's when they should have to get board permission.
so, okay, so we need to add anything new in there, new to the property, but not a dollar amount. I just want to be clear before we change it.
I
Yeah,
would
good.
definitely recommend saying a replacement versus a dollar amount.
Right.
I mean, it's got number one in their purchase items that will become property of the association.
Right.
I mean,
I think if you can reword it just to say something to the effect that if it's not a replacement item, it must need board approval. So if you're thinking of buying something
Yeah.
brand new, you're putting in a jacuzzi on the top, on that. Obviously, we don't have a jacuzzi, so the board would have to approve that. But if you're just replacing tables and chairs, house committee or whoever's doing it, you shouldn't have to get permission
Right.
from the board.
right,
Right?
exactly, you're right. No, I agree with you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Going nuts.
So we'll just make that one change. Okay.
If it's just a replacement, it doesn't need board approval, but if it's not a replacement, if it's some
Yeah,
new
if it's something
purchase,
new purchase, yeah.
has to go before the board.
Yeah.
I'll try and get, yep.
Anybody else got anything put in there. Anybody have any questions on that out there?
I had one other one, Sue, I'm sorry.
I had a question too.
Go ahead,
on
Keith.
this. So my other, I guess, request would be that Maura would at least notify the board of the cost, so that when we get questions about how much it costs, we would have some idea how to respond to people. Just, it's more of a notification.
Okay.
Well, I think that could come through the liaison for Maura, because she goes to the meetings, so, you know, she would have that piece of information, and she could share it here at a board meeting.
Can I ask Sue, does that committee produce a treasurer's report on how much money they have, what they spent it on?
Yes.
Okay. And that's posted downstairs on their bulletin board? So we could find the information there also.
Okay. Hang on a second. Got Vic back. Vic.
Victor Bryce, 59. Just clarification, if I remember right, when this was originally introduced, that they changed the new members to the board, for more board, they took out, they could take nominations off the floor. Was that taken out? And if it was, why was it taken out?
No, that's added in there. She updated, Sue and her committee updated that thing, right, Sue? I'm sorry to dump you on there. They did. It does.
Can I read the amendment
You sure can.
as for that one statement?
Yeah.
It says, it currently reads, current officers may choose to remain in the position after 2 years. If other volunteers express interest, an election will be held at the April Mora meeting. All open positions will be posted via the MYCC Communications TV channel and the MYCC website prior to the April meeting.
Sound good, Vic? Okay.
The other thing, Sue, and I'm sorry, is we said that there's 3 meetings there. I thought at the last meeting you were going to mention it was going to be an April, October number, or are you just going to keep it as deemed necessary?
If deemed necessary would make it easier.
Okay.
Sorry, Sue, 25E. We will have 3, and we plan on staggering them, October, January, April, but as deemed necessary allows us to have more than that.
Okay.
So I don't know if we want to lock it into this,
That's-
which wasn't changed for 20 years.
Good. Okay, thank you.
Anybody that signed up want to talk about it? Anybody else? No? Do we make a motion? No. Okay, we need to make a motion to approve it?
I make a motion to approve the resolution as presented.
With the changes?
With
the changes.
I'm sorry.
I second the motion.
Okay. Peggy?
Roll call?
Yes.
Chuck?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Pam?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Diane, yes.
Okay.
There was another resolution that was presented to the board, resolution 0223-23.
Yes, we do.
Landscaping?
No,
No.
that was the Moore Board
It was the
request to
Moore Board
rescind
request.
10, resolution 10-20.
We can go ahead with that, Chris, can't we?
Yes.
Yes,
Because
okay.
the one you just approved is replacing that, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So,
Well,
Oh, no, it's not, it's a different one.
this one here.
Yeah, that has to do with the House Committee. The Moore resolution for the House Committee, that's all that has to do, right?
Correct.
Resolution 0223 is just the, deals with the House Committee going back to the, to Moore instead of the board. I think that's all that resolution is, correct?
Right.
It rescinds 2020-10.
But don't we
Right.
need to vote on that?
Yeah, probably should.
okay, so somebody make a motion first to add it to the agenda.
I'll make a motion.
I'll make
to
a
add it.
motion to add more resolution 02-23 to the agenda.
Second.
And now I make a motion. Oh, oh. Oh,
Peggy?
Yes.
Chuck?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Pam?
yes,
Keith?
Yes.
Diane, yes.
okay. Now I can make a
Now-
motion.
Yes, now you can make a motion.
Now I'll make a motion to accept resolution 02-23, basically saying that funds raised by the House Committee on behalf of and for the benefit of the owners will remain with the House Committee.
I second it.
Okay. Does anybody out there have any comments on it that signed up? Okay, do roll call, Diane.
Peggy?
Yes.
Chuck?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Pam?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Diane, yes.
Good point.
Okay, we'll move on to approve the new landscape resolution. Can we make a motion?
I make a motion, we discuss the landscaping committee? Director, is that right?
Second? I'll second that.
Okay. I don't have any comments then at
I
this
don't have
time.
any comments.
No comment.
Anybody else got any?
No comments.
Anybody else?
Anybody out there that signed up? Oh, hi, Vic. Good.
I just have a quick question on the resolution. Just a second.
Yeah.
Is there any way the public out here can see what resolutions you're passing, or can you read them out to us so we know exactly what they say? Because I don't know what they say.
They're all in the common knowledge, right?
Where are
Inside-
they?
Inside the office right there. It's always open.
So you want us to
There's a
go,
book. If you want to read over one of
you
these
want us to
things
go in there and
be-
get those before the meeting? I just want to know what you're voting on, that's all.
Right.
So if you could read the resolution to us,
You want to read that
I'd
whole
appreciate
resolution?
it.
Wait till you get to the rules and regulations. It's going to 15 pages. If you want me to read it, I'll read it.
What changes there are.
Oh, okay.
Let Chris read them, because he's very, very...
He's got a sore throat.
We're gonna pass it on to Chris. You wanna read that, Peg, or no? You wanna read it since you're in landscaping, or do you want me to read it? We can do it.
I can read it.
There's no changes. Is there?
But there's,
I don't
I
think
mean, we
this-
read all of these
Yeah.
at the workshop meeting, but now you want us to read them again?
Yeah,
Just the changes.
There were no changes.
There were no changes.
there really aren't
From
any
the
changes
workshop
from the-
meeting.
Yeah, for the workshop meeting. Well, whereas Condominium Association has a landscape committee previously documented in 2020, we now wish to make some changes to the form of policy statements regarding the such committee. It is hereby resolved, the landscape committee consisting of 3 members, 1 board member, the property manager, and 1 member at large that shall serve as chairman. Their terms shall be 2 years, and members can replace themselves. The purpose of the committee is to oversee the vegetation management consisting of irrigation, plant selection, statics, disease, and pest control. The property manager and the landscape committee will determine what trees, shrubs, plants, etc. will be removed or planted on the common grounds. No owner is or shall be permitted to plant or remove any shrubs, trees, etc. anywhere on the common grounds other than the stairwells of Unit A and E on each end of the buildings with prior permission from the property manager. This resolution also sunsets beautification committee as we now contract the work out to vegetation and planting and removals. You're welcome. Okay. I guess
voting
nobody,
now?
nobody else out there, we're all set?
So we
I
need a
guess we-
nomination?
What was that?
We made a... Okay.
We can make a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Okay.
Second.
Okay,
Peg-
roll call then.
Peggy?
Yes.
Chuck?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Pam?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Diane, yes.
Okay, we're going to move on to approve the new board committees resolution. You want me to read that one? Okay. This resolution is superseding Resolution 2017-3. Okay, this will be 2023-04. Whereas KMC has received written communication from our attorney and our CPA auditing firm that if we have association with various committees that receive and disperse funds of any nature, we must collect monthly financial reports from each such committee, have our association approve all the expenditures for each such committee, have an officer of the association assign all checks of each of the committees, use the association's ID tax number for all checking savings accounts in such committees, register to collect sales tax on various annual funding, raising sales or events for each of such committees, file sales tax reports with the state, and have our association incur additional federal income tax. Therefore, it is hereby resolved, the Board of Directors will officially sanction the following committees which report to the board. Each committee not having a board member shall have 1 director appointed by the president to serve as a liaison with the board. And the annual committees are Annual Orders Meeting Committee, Budget Committee, Executive Committee, Expense Oversight Committee, Finance Committee, Golf Course Maintenance Committee, Hearing Committee, Landscape Committee, Interview Committee, Mixed Golf Board Directors Liaison, Mora Board Directors Liaison. Planning Committee, Resolution and Documents and Personnel Policy, Sale Review Committee, and Communications Committee. Any and all committees of the King Mountain Condominium Association Incorporated, AKA Monterey Yacht and Country Club, are to be considered member committees, and such will not be accountable to the Board of Directors, nor the Board of Directors be responsible for such committees. No such membership committee may use the tax ID number of King Mountain Condominium Association Incorporated, nor file any financial reports to KMCA or MYCCs. As such committee shall submit a written request to obtain permission from the Board of Directors prior to using any KMCA facility or property. Once the Board of Directors grants permission, such permission shall continue until revoked by the Board of Directors, who may do so for any reason at their discretion. All such membership committees presently in existence will have to file permission by the Board of Directors to the KMCA facility and property. All such committees to sponsor various fundraising, sales events, or other social activities on KMCA's facility or property shall be held liable for all required cleanup plus any damages to the KMCA facility and/or property. Further, all membership committees will be responsible for setting up and taking down any specific arrangements of tables, chairs, and other articles, including but not limited to decorations. No employees of KMCA are to be utilized for setting up or taking down any specific arrangements, tables, chairs, articles, or decorations unless it is a specific function approved by the Board of Directors.
Yeah. I'm tired.
Okay.
What'd you say?
Want me to read that over again?
Need a motion.
Make a motion, we accept it. Resolution 2023-04.
I second it.
Okay. Do we have any comments? Anybody signed up to talk? Okay, let's do a
Peg-
roll call, Diane.
Peggy,
Yes.
Chuck,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Ron,
Yes.
Pam,
Yes.
Keith,
Yes.
Diane, yes.
Okay. Committee members. Okay. Let me see, we're gonna move on to, accept the new board committee members. I gotta see what I did with that there. Okay. Somebody wanna make a motion, well, then we'll discuss it.
I'll
Make a motion, we discuss it.
Okay.
Do you need a second? I'll second it.
Okay. I'll go through this, annual owners meeting. That'll be Peggy O'Keefe as director, member, Kathy Herman, Chair Rosemary Downey, and there'll be 13 or 14 more people when they pick them next year when they go to do the annual owners meeting. The budget is Keith Keller as treasurer, Pam Kabansky as vice president, Sabrina Stagnita as finance, Bob Stober, and Eileen Mammo. Finance is Keith Keller, director, member, Sabrina Stagnita as chair, vice, Vic Browse, Bruce Marshall, Artie Haviland, Kenny Parker, and Fred Isbarner. Director golf maintenance is Diane McIntyre. I'm just gonna read these. Chris Malpede, Sid Solomon, Dave Ferris, Randy Leap, Jim Kretz, Sue Sawyer. Hearing committee is Chuck Parks, Jim Mitchell, Manny Rios, Carol Grube, Larry Wicklander, Wally Tejan. Landscape is Peg O'Keefe, Chris Malpede, and Bernie Keller. Interview is Diane McIntyre, Brenda Benny, Pam Denny, Pat Marjoni, Wally Tejan, Millie Chambers, Stephanie DiAugustino, Mary McCosey, and Claire Ferretti. Mixed golf is Diane McIntyre as the liaison. Mora is Pam Kabansky as the liaison. Planning is Chuck Parks, Don Denny, Camille Yomas, Bob Stober, Tom Kabansky, and Carol Flutterbacher. We have one more vacancy on there that didn't get filled because nobody applied for it, so that's open if anybody's interested. Okay, the resolutions and documents is Bob McCosey, Diane McIntyre, John McGee, Paula DeBello, Carol Grube, Stephanie DiAugustino, Kathy Mondello. Salary review is Pam Kabansky, Keith Keller, and Diane McIntyre. Communications is Peggy O'Keefe, Chris Davis, Diane McIntyre, Howie Snyder, Kim Ryan, Carla Smith, Chris Malpede. That's it.
Any discussion?
Any discussion on it? No? Anybody out there that signed up want to talk about it? We already made a motion.
Yeah, we gotta vote on it now.
Okay.
Motion to accept it.
Motion.
You only made a motion to discuss it.
Yeah, motion to accept the Board of Directors committees.
I seconded.
Okay, Peggy,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Ron,
Yes.
Pam,
Yes.
Keith,
Yes,
Diane, yes.
Okay, discussion to and approve the upgrade to the rules and regulations.
Okay. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's only 15 pages, so I'm just going to read the highlighted, the ones that we changed. Okay. That's a good point, though, Vicky. It's a good point that, you know, the changes anyway. Okay. Let me take my glasses off. Okay. I don't have to go over them, just the index. I'm not going to just go over the index. We just changed the forward and that's immaterial. Okay. One of the changes is that the owners are entitled to full use of the unit in all facilities and will be issued up to non-transferable badges showing his or her name and unit designation. However, upon signing a lease to rent the unit to someone else, the owner transfers all his or her rights, except voting rights, to the renter and no longer has ownership rights during the period covered by the lease. Okay? These are thick here. Okay, the other one was we had highlighted was the carpets are not allowed on the second floor lanais unless you have some sliding glass storm doors installed next to the screens. Okay. All vehicles must display current registration. Also, the parking area located farthest away from the clubhouse on the Palm City roadside. Okay, that's back over there, but you can't park in the front here. You might have a current registration. Okay. No advertising is permitted on residents' vehicles. Okay, let's see. Fishing is not permitted on a golf course during the golf hours. Fishing is not permitted from the yacht club's long rail dock. Garbage. Household garbage and rubbish must be bagged 13 to 30-gallon garbage bags, only double-tied and placed in bins located in the area at the foot of the stairway at each building. Let's see. Large broken-down cardboard boxes should be placed between the recycling bins until maintenance can pick it up. We changed that one, correct, Chris?
Yes.
Yeah. It's the responsibility of the owner to have all the vaccinations current. This is under animals and pets. No pets, but it's the responsibility of the owner to have all vaccinations current. Monterey Yacht and Country Club management will not be reminding owners when vaccinations are due. A notice of expiration will be issued if the management does not receive the license and/or vaccination renewal. An owner will be fined $25 per day from the due date until such proof is shown. The unit owner, occupant, or leasee must abide by all Monterey Yacht and Country Club rules and regulations pertaining to animals. See page 15 for additional restrictions. I'm not going to read the whole page 15, but okay. Okay, incident reports are available at the clubhouse for the purpose. At this time, they're green. I don't know if they would be changing colors during any other time, but right now they're those green incident forms. How are they coming in, Chris, by the way?
Pretty good, actually.
Oh, good.
Like 1 or 2 a week, to tell you the truth. They're working quite well.
Good. They work good that we only have so many eyes with us, so it's a good set of eyes. Okay, under no circumstances shall a resident or guest reprimand an employee of the association. The security cable at the yacht club parking lot will be in place from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Please ensure that you put the cable back up when leaving. The gate key will open the lock for the security cable. Since parking is limited, it's recommended that the participants carpool if attending functions at the yacht club. Emergency vehicles must have access to the yacht club at all times. Therefore, please park in designated areas only. Again, it says the prohibited acts. Fishing is not permitted on a long rail dock. Okay, and the more activity thing is a 12-month period, beginning September 1st through August 31st. Thank you. Okay, golf rules, 8 a.m. until dusk. However, seasonal hours are subject to change. Okay, starter, president, none, okay. Okay, pool gates must be locked at all times. Children under 16 years of age must be accompanied by an adult and are allowed in the pool from 10 a.m. to dusk. And the floats must be taken home when leaving. And, okay, the animal thing is if it's not received in 10 days, the animal must be removed from the property. That shows that if they don't pay their fine and so forth, then they'll have to remove the dog or animal. Is there any questions? Or board have any questions? I know we reviewed it a few times.
Anybody that signed up? Judy?
Just a point of clarification, so the the cardboard doesn't any longer have to be folded up and put in the recyclable bins? Now
No,
they're saying put it back between them again?
If you can, yes, but if not, if it's too big, then
Okay.
fold it up and put it in between.
Yeah, we had one picture of the thing, that they filled the thing with cardboard in the recycling thing, you couldn't fit anything else in there. And they won't take it anyway if it's sticking up like that. Anybody else? You want me to read it again, Vicki? Go ahead.
Is there an occupancy limit to this room? And is it posted here somewhere?
It should be by the fire marshal.
It's on the other side.
Be right on the backside of that post, right there.
It's posted also at the yacht club, I believe.
Yeah, it is. It's in the kitchen at the yacht club. I know
It's in the kitchen at the yacht club. It should be up there someplace.
145.
145.
We're short of
We're
that.
under. Oh,
Okay.
you'll have to open up the doors there so you can roll out there. Any other questions?
No.
Oh, we can put that one down.
Somebody want to make a motion to
Can we
approve it?
just make a quick clarification regarding the cardboard? What people need to understand is that when the cardboard is not put in the recycled container, when it's not cut up small enough, put in the recycled container, Waste Management will not pick up any cardboard that is between the recycle bins, mainly because they don't pick up and dump. They have a machine that picks up and dumps the recycled container. And that's why nobody can, basically you can't, if it's not in the container, it doesn't get removed.
Yeah. Our guys pick that up, it goes into our regular trash and gets thrown out. So if it is possible, you know, cut it up in smaller pieces and put it in the recycling bin, if you can do it. I know everybody's not gonna be able to do that, but if you can, try to do that.
Before we vote on this, I just want to thank Diane McIntyre, Paula DeBella, Stephanie DiGastino, Carol Grube, John McGee, and Kathy Mondello. So they were on the committee, and we all mutually agreed on what we were just saying. Pardon me?
I'm chopped liver over here.
Oh, with Chris, we had, if we needed assistance on that, Chris was our mediator. It was Chris was our mediator. So if we got in any trouble, he pulled us out. That, all right?
Sounds
Okay.
good. Okay. Make a motion to
I make a
accept.
motion to accept the updated rules and regulations.
I second it. Peggy?
Diane?
Oh, yeah. Peggy?
Yes.
Chuck?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Pam?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Diane? Yes.
Okay, the next thing is discussion and vote on nighttime golf request. Or
Okay,
glow ball, whatever you'd like to call it.
The nighttime glow ball golf for ladies. So I put together some expectations for the ladies golf if they're going to continue to have this event. And I've made a copy for you, Vicki, so that you can have it in your, you know, it says that you have to pay Diane McIntyre $75. Okay. I'll take it.
I'll second that.
Okay, I will read the expectations. They are, as we discussed, the first one is notify the property manager. He will then notify the golf supervisor of the date and the time of the event. We will request a ranger for the event. There will only play 4 holes. There'll be a one-on-one one golfer and one person accompanying with a flashlight. No golfers with scooters or golf carts will be allowed to play in this event. We'll attempt to plan it earlier in the season, so that it's darker early in the fall. We could, and we will add additional lighting to the golf course through glow sticks. For example, in one of the sprinkler heads, we'll put a glow stick there, so it'll be evident that you can't walk there, okay? And Bob, I did put in for you, every golfer who plays in this event must sign a waiver.
I feel comfortable now.
Good.
And that's just once a year too, right, though, Diane?
Yes, once a year, once a year. And it's only for ladies' golf at this particular point. I didn't expand it to men's golf. If they want to do it, we'll relook at it.
Pilot program for 1 year, to see how it goes.
It's, yeah, one time.
Say,
I was not saying it was a pilot program.
Not a pilot program, not for this, no.
Yeah. I
It was a
wasn't saying it was
once-a-year
a
event.
pilot program because.
so it's going to be continuation every year?
Well, you're going to
Okay.
have to ask every year and tell us when it is and ensure that all of the guidelines are followed.
Right, we'll come back to the board to follow your rules, and we'll let you know.
Right.
Okay, thank you very much, Diane, for that.
I have a question on that.
All of you, thank you.
Number 3, 4 holes only. Are these holes 1 through 4?
I'm sorry,
It
Peg.
says 4 holes only. Is this holes 1 through 4?
Correct.
So I'd like to make a motion, unless there's more discussion.
One other thing I does anybody, do you want to read the waiver, or does it make any difference? Well,
Yes, we
got
do
one
have a
there.
waiver. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go, Chris. Okay. Nighttime golf waiver. By signing below, I confirm that I am an individual named below and have read and understand this waiver and release. Number 2, I understand that this waiver and release is for the benefit of Monterey Yacht and Country Club, its Board of Directors, Management, and Women's Golf Committee. 3, I understand that there are inherent risks associated with playing nighttime golf and that NYCC Golf Course is not designed for nighttime play. 4, I'm aware that the risk included, but not limited to, potential for serious personal injury. 5, I freely accept these risks and agree to hold Monterey and its board and management and women's golf free from any and all liability, hold harmless from all and any legal action from myself and errors, next of kin, executors, administrators. I agree to play by any and all rules that are in place in order to participate in nighttime golf. Date printed, your name, and sign it. Okay? Make a motion.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we accept the nighttime global golf event annually.
I will second that.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, roll call that.
Peggy?
Yes.
Chuck?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Pam? Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Diane, yes.
Next thing is discussion and vote on the purchase of an additional barbecue grill.
I'd like to talk a little bit
Go
about
ahead.
that.
Yep.
There's been a number of people come to me requesting to have an additional grill added to the yacht club here. I think at the workshop meeting, we discussed it in detail, that we would have to move the existing fireplace or grill to the other side and add gas to that. Is that right, Chris? It's a relatively inexpensive purchase. We're going to still expect that people are responsible about cleaning it after their use. But I think would be a great advantage to the community.
We had a discussion, Chris, myself, and Rob Benny. And the existing grill, the big grill that's out there, we think it's advantageous to use that grill. It's a big grill. It's got 8 burners on it. All we gotta do is run gas over to it, because nobody's using that grill anyway.
You're talking
So we
about the
think
flat
that was a
top?
good idea. What was that?
You're talking about the flat top?
The flat top grill, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, we don't even have to buy anything. I mean, it's already in place, all we gotta do is run gas to it.
Gas line to that. We will run a gas line, so it's not on cans. That big grill was first purchased just for functions, really, but it's not used. So we figured, let's incorporate using that. It's a big burner. And they'll still give two grills. if we
Two
use
grills.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question regarding the use of that grill. It is currently covered, and a cover is important because if any inclement weather, it's going to cause rust and,
Yep.
and how are we expecting the people then to go back and cover that after it cools?
I would think so. I mean, you know, at some point during the night after it cools down, it should be covered back up. And I'll tell you something else, Rob is not gonna clean that grill.
I
He'll
don't-
clean the main one, but he's not gonna clean that grill, so whoever uses it, you know, I mean, everybody's gotta get together and take care of the grill. Rob will take care of the one that's in place right now. Judy?
I have a flat top griddle at our north home, and it's much more maintenance to keep that going and cleaning, and I just
This
think
has
you'll
actually
s-
got grates on it, doesn't it, Chris?
Yes, this is
Yeah,
actually great.
it's actually got grates on it.
Oh, it does have,
Yeah, it does have grates.
oh, I'm sorry then, I thought it was a griddle,
have grates, yeah.
flat top griddle versus a grill.
No, it's actually got grates on it.
Oh, I'm sorry,
And
okay.
there's 8 burners on there, so if you wanted 2 people on there at one time, you can have that without any problem. Maybe even 3.
Okay.
It'll be much bigger than if you just purchased another grill.
Right.
like that. It's much
Yeah.
bigger. You could have 2 or 3 people
Yeah.
actually grilling on that at the same time, and your foods wouldn't touch or anything.
It's easy like having 2 extra grills, maybe 3.
So we would leave the current grill where it's at
Yes.
and just run a gas line to the,
The
flat top.
Yeah.
You're taking the propane thing out, right? The propane portable grill out. You just could go into the, okay.
Does anybody have any idea how much use that grill gets? And how many times are there 2 people wanting to use the grill at the same time? If it's anything like the pool table was a couple years ago, everybody said it wasn't being used, and then we find out it was being used quite a bit. Has anybody done any study on the usage of the grill? Or the backup if 2 people were there at the same time? I think the answer is no.
Well,
Well,
you're
I
probably
don't
right.
think an official study's been done, Victor, and I think probably that's not a bad idea, but I think that we would have to run that study for the whole year, including the season, because in the summer, probably the 1 grill would be sufficient. But during the season, there are a number of people who would like to use it and feel like they have to wait because there's only 1 grill out there, or go to the yacht club.
Chris, do we have any idea what the expense of the gas line to run the gas line would be? Around or about?
I'm gonna say less than 300.
Okay.
So it's probably less than buying a grill.
Yeah.
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 Definitely,
I mean,
because
it's worth hooking it up to the gas. I mean, it'll get used. I mean, I'm sure it'll get used at some point. I mean, if there's somebody down there using this grill and they want to cook right away, they're gonna open it up and use it. Yeah.
But the question is, why spend the money if you don't know if it really is needed?
Well, I think if you feel that strongly, Victor, there's nothing wrong with doing a study like we did with the pool table. You know, my only point is we need to do it for a whole year so that we have
Yeah.
accurate documentation.
Here's the only thing, you're not really having any expense other than running the gas line right now. We're going to use an
Right.
existing grill where, right now, when that is used anyway, we have to go and buy propane tanks and put
Right.
it underneath there. So you're gonna alleviate us having to do that. That'll take that expense away. That grill can be used at any time. That's the only expense you're gonna incur.
Not only that, when you're having parties underneath the canopy, I mean, that thing is getting used, so. I
Right.
mean, even hooking the gas up just for that is well worth it. People will use it.
If down the road it is determined that the large flat top is not conducive to our use, i.e. cleaning, we could easily then attach or use the gas line for a regular gas grill.
Oh, yeah,
So
Absolutely.
the work
Yep.
is done.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
When would this be accomplished? Can we do it right away? I mean,
I can call Verigas as soon as you guys say it's okay and tell them I need a line run.
you know, in my opinion, I don't think it'll hurt to do it. I mean, it's there. and it's not a big
Yeah.
expense on it. Instead of buying a new grill like that, it serves the same purpose, if not better.
Eventually, we'll want another grill over there anyway if that one goes bad, so you're gonna have the gas line there.
Well, and the one that's out there now, I mean, I know Rob is got maintenance parts that he's replacing it regularly,
Yeah.
so.
It's all, by the way, that grill is all fixed out there, the other grill. So everybody wants to know, it's got the electric starter on it and everything else.
Oh, great.
I'm sorry, Diane, I didn't mean to cut.
No,
you
that's
off.
okay. And I know Chris isn't going to like this comment, so I'm going to use my outside voice, Chris. Since you don't have to go and buy the tanks anymore, don't you think you could clean that grill once a month?
So, to buy gas, I put 2 cans in the back of my truck, I go to the hardware store and I swap them. That's up to you guys. If you want to clean the grill, it's up to the board to decide.
I just don't
I
wanna
think
put.
everybody should clean it themselves
Yeah,
after they
I just
use
don't wanna
it.
put our employees, I
No.
mean, they've got enough going on
They've
there
got enough going.
right now, you know? I mean, somebody should be, I mean, Rob is designated for the other grill.
Okay, okay, I heard it all, I heard it all. I just had to make a ploy.
Not that I'm sticking up for Chris.
I think we should
Okay, no, I know, no, you're right.
I think we should monitor usage.
We're going
and
to put
see
it in
what
the new
happens.
manager's job description. Okay, so are we ready for the motion then?
Yeah, let somebody make a motion. That's to keep the flat top grill out there.
I make a motion to keep the existing grill, the flat top out there, and run a gas line to it.
I second it.
Okay, go ahead, Diane, roll call.
Peggy,
Yes.
Chuck,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Ron,
Yes.
Pam,
Yes.
Keith,
Yes.
Diane, yes.
Okay, last but not least, competitive golf, add 1 additional tee time at 8:22 a.m. and continue for the pilot for 1 more year.
Okay, so we had that mixed golf meeting last Tuesday. It was going to be on the agenda to give the competitive golf league, to make it official. It's been a pilot program for 2 years. So it was going to be on the agenda to approve it as a normal thing now. During the meeting, the competitive golf league really felt that they could use 1 additional tee time. And they did a study. And the 3 tee times before they start playing, which is 8, 8:10, and 8:22, those tee times were only used 68% of the no, were not used 68% of the time, okay? So that means those 3 went unused 2/3 of every week. So what they requested is to add 1 additional tee time at 8:22, keep the 2 before that still open for anybody who wanted to play, and do another year as a pilot program.
And they also are using a 7 or 8 minute leadoff time instead of 10 minutes.
Correct. What they're doing is also playing every 8 minutes instead of every 10, which also shortened the amount of time that they're actually using the course. They did a very extensive study, and the competitive golf league used the course approximately, I think it was like 39% more than regular golfers. They really used the course.
Is anybody on the board?
Yeah, I have a question.
Hang on a second.
The first thing is that they're requesting the additional time, but the competitive golf is not requesting a permanent thing, right?
Pilot for 1 more year.
No, they're requesting, let them have 1 extra tee time.
It's still considered
And it's
a,
still a pilot program.
okay.
So you still would have to renew it again for another year as a pilot, or say, it worked great and we're gonna make that in.
Yeah, like I say, I agree with 100, the pilot program, and, however, making it permanent, I don't think is a good issue. But that's here and there, they didn't request that. But anyway, I know that I'm the starter on Sunday mornings at 9, and these guys, move pretty quickly. They don't, they just move. So they move pretty rapidly going through there, and, that's about it on that.
Anybody else on the board? No? Judy?
Judy Roberts, 17G. What days of the week is a competitive golf league? Is it specified, the days of the week that they are running? The reason I'm asking is, it seems like, I know it's only about an hour-ish that they take, but it's really prime time to not be out in the dead of the heat that they are using every morning that they're using it. Could they alternate morning and afternoons and leave that block of time? I know they have a high percentage of usage, and I think a lot of that has to do with, that's prime time to be out there without having to be in the heat of the afternoon. So is there certain days they use it, and is it negotiable as to when they can use it?
Well, the course is closed on Monday. It's available Tuesday morning. Wednesday and Thursday are women's league and men's league. It's Fridays, and then during season, it's every other Saturday because we host our scrambles in the morning, and then Sundays, unless there's other golf events scheduled or anything like that. So those are the days. Tuesdays, Fridays, every other Saturday. It doesn't affect them, no.
I know, so it's every other morning that they're taking up that slot.
Those days.
Sorry,
Every other Saturday.
And
Sundays, yeah. So it's just, I don't know if there's ever been prior discussion, just wondered if there's negotiation that could be had to be able to flex their time to a different time of day.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever been discussed with them, flexing their time. But if you take a look at the statistics that are posted downstairs, it's pretty impressive of how little the golf course is used, even during the summer, in that time frame. So take a look downstairs. Well, I know the other comment I'll make is that anyone can join competitive golf. Anyone. It's all handicapped. So if you really wanted to play, join competitive golf. I mean, there's a bunch of women that play it right now, and I think it's a nice opportunity for people to play in a different arena.
I'd like to make a comment on it. Since it started, there's been a lot of people that play the golf, and so many want to get into it. They did add times, and a lot of more people are playing the game now, and they're enjoying the game. So I play in it. I play in it probably once a week. I have bocce and stuff, so I don't play in it every day, but I play probably once a week. And it's really enjoyable for the guys to get out and do that, So, and girls, the ladies are playing with us. So, it's anybody can get into it. Anybody can get it. That's why we need another tee time, actually, because we got more people wanting to play in it,
And they're usually done by 9:20.
Yeah,
They're
actually,
usually finished by that. They move, like I said before, they move pretty quickly because they know what they're doing.
They actually take less time away than women's golf or men's golf leagues do. It's like an hour. Yeah,
Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday.
just a few days a week.
Anybody else out there that signed up want to talk about it? Speak on it?
You have to be a good golfer to golf in a competitive
Wait for the,
league.
wait for
No,
the.
Chuck
No.
plays.
I was just wondering.
no,
Do you have to be good?
Vicky,
Do you have any, is there any expectations that you have to play from the blues, or
It's all blue, but it's all
you have to play from the blues?
From the blue, but it's all handicapped.
Ladies, gentlemen,
have
everyone.
specific-
plays
everybody's
from the blues.
handicapped. And
Are there specific rules or anything
Yeah,
that-
Bill Putnam has.
yes, there are specific rules.
for this
Okay.
particular league? Yes.
Okay.
They make the
And
schedule out like a couple
I
weeks
know
ahead of
there's an
time.
awful lot of people that play, and they can't even accommodate all of their people in that league, so they have to, like Chuck says, play 1 day a week or 2 days a week. So I have no problem with giving them an extra tee time.
Well,
Thank
I'd
you.
like to make the point that Bill Putnam says he always goes out in the last foursome, and they've never gone over their time frame for this season. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive that you can get that many men out there and through that 9 holes in a timely manner.
What are the times that they are golfing?
It's right now 8:30.
Jill, when's the last fourth?
9:20 is the last one.
9:20.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else out there want to say anything? That signed up? Any other board members? Somebody want to make a motion to add one additional tea time at 8:22 a.m. and continue for the pilot for one more year?
I make a motion to add one more tea time to the competitive golf league and run it for one more year as a pilot.
I second it.
Okay. Peggy?
Yes.
Chuck?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Pam? Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Diane, yes.
Okay, let's move on. Owners are requested to speak on non-agenda items. Does anybody have any? We got them all over the place. Go ahead, Carol.
Carol Leininger, 37E. Can something be done about, since we don't have street names, but the sign for the buildings at the park? At night, you can't see, there's no light on it, and in the daytime, it's so discolored by the water. I mean, if emergency vehicles have to come in here, they may not end up at the right place.
I believe that's gonna get raised, isn't it, Chris? It's gonna get moved up when they do the park over there, they do the monument, it's supposed to get raised up and it's supposed to have a light on it. It's gonna have a light shining right on the thing.
Because I know the other night when I walked home, I thought, oh my God, you can't even read anything here.
I have a question regarding that same topic. Was it my understanding that the buildings were going to be renumbered or re-lettered or re-something?
Yes. So what we are planning on doing is the addresses and the building numbers really blend in with the buildings.
Yes, they do.
We're gonna do a white background with black letters. So we're just gonna do, this looks like it's building 17, it'll be white with black letters.
And will the address be added to that then?
Is the address on
I
the
think
building?
it's
Yeah, the address and the building number.
number, or,
So you
yeah.
have
Address and building.
1972,
Building,
26.
blah, blah,
And
okay.
That's all gonna be done during the summer.
This summer?
Yes.
Thank you.
Aren't the numbers right behind a light?
There's a light that's like right below it, actually.
It
or
blocks it,
above
actually.
depending-
Yeah.
exactly.
It blocks it.
But the color blends in so
Yeah.
much with the building.
Yeah.
That it is hard to see. So we're gonna, everybody seemed to like the signs that we did, that they said they really stood out, the white and the black, so that's what we're gonna try. I'm not gonna do the whole place all at one time, we're gonna do a street. Anyone who's here, what do you guys think?
The light that shines under, I think is a laundry room light shines right up
Yes,
on the
correct.
thing.
Right.
Yeah,
It does.
yeah.
I'm on?
Go ahead. Ed.
Okay. First, I want to thank Sabrina for doing a great job on the Finance Committee. Yes, for Sabrina. You're good. And also, I want to bring up the fact, I'm not sure if it's a deterrent that we have that black and white classic police car in the front, so that, you know, anyone who thinks of coming in and causing some problems, it'll deter them. And it's an expired registration on the plate, but I thought in the resolution, you said everyone had to park in the front and have a registration current.
That takes effect right now.
As of today.
Good. So that's not the deterrent, that I mean, if you want some classic cars, I'm sure we can bring some. We can have a classic car show. But, yeah, that's an eyesore.
We're gonna put a dummy in there to make it look like it's. Those cars are, according to the resolution we got now, are gonna be parked on the wall side, on the Palm City wall side. Okay. Anybody else got anything? No?
Are we going to notify those cars that are
Yeah, I would say we
illegally
are,
parked?
yes.
We are.
I figured we would.
Yes, we will. Nobody else? Anybody on the board? Anything else?
Carol
Oh,
Manager again.
there we go.
I have one more question. Do our streets have names?
No.
And we're never going to put names out there?
The small street, the busy street, the dead end street.
Okay.
We don't have intentions of doing that, Carol. Nobody else? Somebody want to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll
I second it.
All right, everybody's.